actually that sage scientist is not my word. Actually, it was coined by Sarkar, the Ugar Sarkar, who made the blog. Sage scientist is the word which is a scientist who is also a sage. Sage is nothing like Rishi Muni. We call it in Rishi Muni is called sages. So sages, sage scientist is what he coined. If you go back to our history, go back to our Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Tharvana Veda, Veda time, and also if you go look into the deep histories, the scientists that time were the sages only. The Rishi Munis were the sages. If you see ARYAVATA was a sage. If you see Sushruta was a sage. If you see the person who invented for the surgery, Sushruta, he was a sage. And like that, every invention was done by sages, Rishi Muni. And over a period of time, that has gone. They were all spiritual people. They were all, they were doing puja, meditation, and also they were, into science, astronomy. They were all into, science and technology and things like that. But over a period of time, it has happened that it has become separate. One is the spiritual activity, other one is the scientific and technology activity. So generally, science activity and the spiritual activity, they don't go together. Generally, people say that a scientist is an atheist. He doesn't believe in God. He does everything on his own. Whatever he thinks right is right. Like that, it happens. But it's also true that where science ends, spirituality starts. Science is what? What you can feel, what you can do, what you can experiment. But there is a limitation. Beyond that, when it goes, say for example, if a rocket is launched, Chandrayaan is going into the orbit and is moving towards the moon, and somehow it has happened that we have lost the control. But we have tried everything on the Earth, that what to do, how to do, etc., and we are not able to really bring the satellite into control. That time it so happens that you take a deep breath, sit down, do meditation for some time, and say that God, I have done everything in my hand, and I have really put my effort. My effort has been 99.9%, but 0.1%. Now I am not able to know what really is happening. What paper and computer cannot do, please tell me what I should do. Many times you will see that solution comes. Even today, if you see the children in the schools are also there saying, they get tense, etc. They say, please sit back, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and then say something, and then the children will. It is a very natural process of recovery of the body itself, mind, soul, and the body, what we call it as. It is the natural process of recovery, and it helps in doing it. Actually, if you see, more so for last 15-20 years, the way the science, technology, and the spiritual activities they are going, scientists are also equally spiritual, is what I have been seeing, what I have experienced in ISRO. Every time we do a launch, we want it to be 100% successful, right? It is a 1,000 crore project is one. Second thing is 10-12 years of hard work, experience, thing. And the entire nation of 146 crore people is watching us, and they have believed in us that it will be successful, and we want it to be successful. So we'll be really, really under pressure. Every launch is like a baby birth. So when it happens like that, so whenever you are sitting on the control panel, even though you have done 100%, you also need something which gives you moral support, something beyond you. I can't believe him, believe her, or what, because they are all equal. I want somebody who is not equal to me, above me, to say that, okay, don't worry, it will happen. So we definitely pray before we do any launch or anything like that. Say that, okay, I have done everything 99.9%. Now, if ever I have missed something, please let me know so that I can correct it and make the launch successful, so that it is good for the country, good for the world, good for the humanity. And I'm going to give back to my country who has kept faith in me. This happens, and this has been happening, and this trend continues. If you see that way, see Kumbh Mela is an example. If you see 66 crore people attended Kumbh Mela. population of this country is 146 crore people. In 146 crore people, how many children? Maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 crore children. They can't anyway attend. And maybe 10 to 20 crore people who are above 90, they cannot attend. Still, 66 crore people attended means it is a huge number. That means the country, irrespective of the caste, creed, and age, and the sex, and the geography or the location, people are believing spirituality. It's a very good sign, because that gives you a lot of mental strength, physical strength, psychological strength, the strength to do something good for everybody. Good is, again, good, bad, ugly is very subjective, but whatever you are doing, live and let live. It doesn't hurt anybody. It's something which message which spirituality gives, that you can see as an example in Kumbh. Therefore, that sage and scientist is something similar to that, where a scientist is also a sage. He is able to handle both, together. Who is able to feel the, feel the joy, feel the pain, feel like I am nothing, I am a zero. When you want to learn something, you feel like you must really feel like a zero. And when you have want to deliver, you should really feel like an infinite. The example is also that when Mahadeva, Shambho Shankara Mahadeva, wanted to learn about the womb from his own son, he became a student. He strips himself of everything, including his, including his, Nandi, all Astra, Shastra, everything he leaves outside, comes and sits in the floor where the son sits in the platform to teach about womb. So he becomes zero in front of his own son, but he is an infinite. Okay, therefore zero and infinity is something like science and spirituality, which goes hand in hand. Once we learn that it is we can be zero or we can be infinite, the world is enjoyable, and the world is a place where peace can exist, coexistence can exist, and people can live and let live, and there can be a dharma, what we call the dharma, in exist in this Mother Earth, is what I think what has been communicated in that blog.
That's great. So now we are in Bangalore, in Marriott as usual. We had a great meetings before, so it's a continuous series of meetings. Now we are meeting again. So I just want to introduce the great sage scientist, Mr. V.S. Sharma ji, and he has already been world famous. He has done great things, as everybody knows. Google it. But more important thing is he is spiritually also very blessed, and we are learning from him. Being a student, I have so many teachers around the world. I learn, and regarding science, because he has managed great projects, and the satellites was totally managed by him. So now we are also learning, because last time when we were discussing 26 Feb 2025, when my birthday was there, the Samundra Manthan and Kumbh Ka Mela was exactly on the same date. So I was searching for the right people who is managing such a big task, and he has managed around 68 crore people who have visited through AI and technology to help them have a great experience during Kumbh Ka Mela. And since my project is also what we have learned, something connected, and now the lab what we have practically named to launch and address is Samundra Manthan Innovation Lab. And this is something we want to inspire with the great leaders like him to understand how Samundra Manthan Lab can help the world. And it's like AI high-tech system, because technology today has changed old tools, and we are now using new tools as per the current situation. So we want to upgrade ourselves with a great knowledge and wisdom what India has already generated us, and India is superpower. Everybody knows it, but yet when America in 350 years has made the biggest brands around the world, we don't have big brands like Facebook, Apple in India. For that, we have requested Prime Minister of India and everybody to support us to create such a big brands and help the world. Especially, we also want and request him to be a role model in all field, as we say, Har Maidan Fateh, and we want him to share opportunity to the world how a Prime Minister can be also be the highest expert in the world. For that, we have created a project which can practically do it and help him to become the highest expert in the world if he approves it, because he is the great already done such a seva and helped the whole world with, selfless and devoting his whole life to the country. And we have very few people who have done it, and we want he to be successful in all the fields, because Har Maidan Fateh is very, very important. So whatever we can do from our side, prayers are always there. We always pray for him because he's a great Prime Minister and helping India. But as a project which can help it, we want to launch it. And one of the part of the project is Googleplex Smiles AI Power Box Toolkit. So that can help every citizen of India first, then the world. Like initially who were participating any technology and internet, other countries made good money. India was something in the last because technology was adopted later. But we have such a great leader who have been experienced AI 25 years back, because they have managed satellites and AI was used that time in a different way, different name, but benefits were much more what we are using today. And now we are looking forward for the right platform. So can we have you cut this Samundra Manthan?
Kiran,
Please. So today even we are lucky
all the
to
best. Samudra Manthan Innovation Lab, and I think it will become the benchmark in the world for the innovation, and also the app or the tool, whatever we are thinking about. I think I wish all the very best for the Samudra Manthan Innovation Lab.
Thank you so much, and I just want little bit, a sweet cake in your mouth.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Even your son is here, so would you join us?
Yeah, after this. Yeah.
You come. You are in a video, so at least you should be a part of video. It's a big thing because you're young generation. You will be taking things forward.
Correct.
Thank you so much. So it's like a blessings from the great leaders, and not even elder to us, but spiritually very high, as well as a great scientist. So it's like when universe has a plan, things happen. And fortunately he was in India, he was in Bangalore, and last time also he was flying to London. Before just taking flight, he came specially to meet me. That was a great honor. So I'm always grateful and thankful to him. And if we talk about America, if we talk about Japan or China, we in India have the best technology and such a great scientist like him. So that's why we want whole world to understand the potential of India, as well as the message of our Googleplex Shanti. Like we always believe in peace, and Shanti is an Indian word, Hindi language word, which means peace. We want to take peace from India to the world, and being an Indian, India always have united the world. India has always system where we give value to everybody in the world, because our whole scriptures or whatever history we carry, it's for whole world, not only for India. So that's why the project what we want to create is for 200 countries, and this project can help at least 6 billion people around the world. As for the law of attraction, you can say, as for the dates or the coincidence, what we have learned from the history. So out of 8 billion people, if we can cover 75% of the world population through this project, it can be an extraordinary achievement which has never happened in the history. And connecting all people from all cultures around the world with a message of peace, and make them peace ambassador, and help them to enjoy more health, more wealth, and more life. That's the ultimate goal of the project. Thank you so much.